Hi, welcome back. My name is Dr. Giuseppe Palladini and I'm the founder of Stepping Bricks. Now, today we're going to talk about how to set up a serviced accommodation business. Serviced accommodation can be also called self-catering accommodation or serviced apartments. Basically, if you have a property and you put it on Airbnb or Booking.com, any of these online travel agencies, OTA, then it is a serviced accommodation basically. You can decide if you want to offer extras like breakfast or tours or other services, but mainly what you need to offer is a place to sleep, so possibly with high quality and high standards. Now, to set up a serviced accommodation business is not so straightforward. You need to have systems in place. You need to have the steps in your mind and written down possibly on what you want to do and what you need to do in order for the serviced accommodation business to work. Because there are lots of businesses out there, but that doesn't mean they all work. The first step that you need to consider when you find the property is demand. Demand is super important because it doesn't matter if you're offering, 20 kilos of tomatoes and then there's nobody that wants to buy tomatoes. So you need to always understand if there is a demand for what you're offering. So your service needs a demand. If you know that the area where you invest in the property has demand for either tourists or contractors, builders or nurses, if you are close to the hospital or close to a building site. So you need to understand the demand according to your target client, and this is very important. So your target client needs to be decided in advance before you set up your business for serviced accommodation. So number 2 is the type of property you want to use for serviced accommodation. For example, it can be a flat, can be a house, can be a bungalow. Depends what you want to do. It depends how many people you want to host in your property. For example, if you want to use a flat for serviced accommodation, you need to understand if the flat has a private entrance. Because if you have a shared entrance, then you might have some of the neighbors, some of the people owning the other flats objecting that you share the key with everybody. So you might have this problem down the line. So it's better to understand if your property has a private entrance, then you can share your main entrance with the guests. Flats are very good, but houses are even better for serviced accommodation because they come with a nice garden, they come with a parking space. All these things need to be considered for the target client that you have in mind. So remember, people can live off without water for days and without food for weeks, but they can't live off without internet. Now, this is number 3. Internet is extremely vital for your serviced accommodation business. Now, which type of internet broadband you can choose, that depends, it's entirely up to you. There are so many out there, but make sure that you don't leave these things for the last, because it takes at least 2 weeks to set up. So once you phone the broadband company, then they will send an engineer about 2 weeks down the line. So make sure you don't have the booking tonight and then you don't have any internet for 2 weeks. Otherwise, they will cancel and they will ask for a refund. Number 4 is pricing. So what price should I set up for my nightly rate? Again, that depends on the specifications of your serviced accommodation apartment. Don't shoot to the roof with the price on the first few nights, because Airbnb or Booking.com, specifically Booking.com, they need at least 5 reviews before your average review score is calculated and posted to the guests. So they can't see any reviews until you have at least 5 reviews. So this is important. How do you get 5 reviews? Well, simple. You probably lower the price at the beginning, and then you have more guests, more demand, and then once you have the 5 reviews, you can increase the price, the nightly rate that you want. Number 5 is furnishing. Now, again, this goes with pricing because it depends on the specification of your serviced accommodation apartment, then you can either increase or decrease your price. If you have a property that is furnished to the high standards, then you can demand for a higher nightly rate. If you buy all the furniture second-hand, then maybe they don't match. You can't really demand a high price for the beds that are probably used or very soft, they're not comfortable, they're one color, and in another bedroom you have another color. So as long as you match the things and you have a little bit of taste, okay, you don't need to be an interior designer to to understand if two colors match with each other, but you need to understand that you want high standards for the guests, because remember, the first impression is super important. When the guests come into your property, then they will look around, and the first thing they see is all the furniture, the decorations, the interior designs. Now, don't get me wrong, you could hire an interior designer, and I suggest you to do that if you have the money, the funds to do that, because they have a different kind of experience, they have a different eye for details. Number 6 is photography, pictures. The first time I set up my business, my serviced accommodation apartment, I took pictures with my mobile and they were rubbish. Now, what I suggest you to do is to pay for a professional photographer. Now, how much does this cost? I don't know, £60, £70, £100, £120, it doesn't matter. You can recover that in 1 or 2 nights stay. But you get the attention of the guests, because let's be honest, when you go on booking.com or Airbnb, what do you do with your mobile? You just scroll down until some picture will catch your eye, your attention. If the pictures are made professionally, are done professionally, then people will stop and look at other pictures, and probably they will like your property and book it. But if your first picture is horrible, believe me, they're not going to book in your place. Number 7 is direct booking versus OTA, online travel agencies. Again, at the beginning, because you're setting up your business, you need online travel agencies. Despite what they say about direct bookings, which I love, by the way, but you need online travel agencies to do the advertising for you. They spend lots of money for advertising. Yes, they take a commission of your nightly rate, but they give you the guests. So booking.com, it take about 17-18% of your profit, and Airbnb, they take about 3-4% from you and 12-13% from the guests. Whichever platform you use, then remember to calculate your nightly rate according to the fee that you're paying to the platform. Now, online travel agencies are very good, but even better are direct booking. So as soon as you have guests that stay with you, you can take the contact details, you can ask them if they're happy to come back to your place, and you can offer them a discount for direct bookings. Now, remember your target client. I always push on that, because if you're targeting just holiday makers, then there is a chance they come back, or they know someone who can come to your place, but it's not like contractors. So contractors, they are very good, because sometimes they do big projects in your area. Sometimes they stay there for 2-3 months, 6 months. And sometimes the agency that books on the contractor's behalf, they have your contact details from now on, and then they will contact you again, even if other contractors will stay in your area, not exactly the same one. So it's always good for direct bookings to contact the agency that books on behalf of the contractors, so you can keep a direct relationship with them. Now, number 8 is Systemize. And I stress this a lot, because systemizing the business, it means that your business works. Now, if you're working in your business for many hours a week, it means you have a job, not a business. Remember, there's a huge difference between working on your business and working in your business, okay? So you can work on your business, which means the business runs on its own even if you're not there, and you can work in your business, which means the business will stop if you get sick. And you don't want that. You want to systemize, you want to have the right people in place to substitute you when you're not there, and to not give you too much headache, because let's be honest, we're not in this business to work more and harder. We want to work less and smarter. So we still do a lot of hours, but it's different because you have a better income, you're working for yourself, and you can take holiday if you wish to without asking for permission. Now, number 9 is let go. Learn to let go. Why am I saying this? Now, things will go wrong. I don't want to, spoil these things for you, but things will go wrong. Sometimes you have guests that are not the best guests you can get, you can wish, but you need to learn to let go. It means that when they trash the place, when they do something that you don't like, then you just need to close your eyes and keep going. Because if you have, for example, a great team of cleaners and housekeepers that do these things for you, even if they send you the pictures with all the things, think twice before contacting the guest to say pay for the damage. Now, there are several ways you can do this. You can take a deposit, you can make a claim through the platform. It doesn't matter, to be honest. Just think twice before contacting the guest to say, hey, you create rubbish around the property, just pay for it, or you broke, I don't know, a leg of the table, just pay for it. Because they might not pay for it, you're not protected by the platform, and they will leave you a bad review, which means not only they damage your property, but they're going to damage your business even further. And finally, the last one, number 10, is just do it. Now, I didn't invent this sentence, but you need to just do it. I know you have fears, I know you're scared, I was too, and I am too. I'm human, that makes you human. So just do it. If you think the serviced accommodation is the property strategy for you, then just do it. Start small, but start. You don't have to start with 20 apartments. Start with one, see how it goes, increase the price or decrease the price according to your demand, according to your target client, according to your furnishing, according to your standards, and then employ people to do the business for you. If you really don't want to know anything at all about the business, like doing it day to day, then there are companies out there that can do a complete hands-off management for you. So you can even completely give your property to the service accommodation management company, and then they will do everything for you. They will take off the fees, and then they will give you the profit. So there are ways where you can profit from property without working too much. I hope you enjoyed these 10 points for starting out a serviced accommodation business. There are a lot more, of course. It's not just an exhaustive list of things you have to do, but by all means, get in touch if you want to know more. Comment below, I will reply back. And if you like this video, like it, subscribe, and share it with anyone that could use this content for setting up a serviced accommodation business. My name is Dr. Giuseppe Baldini again, founder of Stepping Bricks, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.